Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and today I have Samantha back. So, Samantha, welcome
Hello, thanks for having me.
for sure. So, Samantha, can you remind everyone what your full type is once again?
Yeah, so I'm an INTJ, blast, play, consume, sleep, double masculine.
All right, sweet. So, like, you got type like over a year ago or something,
Uh,
or
2 years
longer,
ago, I
2 years
think.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel now that you've kind of settled into your type, like from 2 years? And obviously, even though you're sleep blast, I feel like you've gotten a chance to process it even some more. So, how do you feel about it right now?
Yeah, I think at first, yeah, a lot of things were super confusing. I was still trying to understand what it all meant. Um, but I think as of now, I'm a lot more comfortable. Like I'm not fighting myself. Like I'm kind of understanding that there are some strengths to what I do, but there's still I'm more open to how much I can grow in my like weaker the weaker parts of myself. But more than anything, I think it's taught me like self-awareness. Like I see myself making the same mistakes, and the next step would be to like do something about it. But I think I'm just so much more aware of what other people are doing compared to what I'm doing. Just a lot more socially aware, I'd say. Hmm.
So, knowing the patterns of what mistakes you're making, like
Hmm.
reoccurringly, that's like NF sleep, right? So, what did you notice about yourself that was like your reoccurring patterns that, like, that kept happening to you?
Yeah. I mean, the reoccurring patterns. I'd say like like you kind of self-sabotage sometimes. So I say self-sabotage sometimes. So like the kind of relationships that I put myself into where I'm constantly overexerting myself. I also see the pattern of, yeah, the sleep last is gonna be like my biggest lesson so far. The fact that I just don't know when to stop, and I'll like overexert my body, overexert what I can do, because all to see that thing, that vision come like through, um but I mean, there's a lot. I mean, just the chaos, the fact that I am so organized in some parts of my life but completely a mess in others, and those like small details, like I've mentioned last time, like the time management, the inability to like stick to my time frame. I think that's like the slow demon that like haunts me. Like it's so simple, it's so easy, but I just can't seem to get it through my head. Yeah.
What time frame are you talking about? Like,
Just always being late, always like never having a sense of control over like my time, and not sleeping on time, uh just constantly feeling like I'm behind and not being able to stick to like, which is it's surprising because I'm an INTJ. Like routines are supposed to be our thing.
yeah,
I can't stick to a routine. I don't know, maybe I'm a broken INTJ. I can't explain it to you, but I'm just always late all the time.
I think your sleep animal is responsible for controlling yourself, and
Hmm.
because your sleep animal is like last, is double feminine, like
Hmm.
your ability to control yourself is gonna be the hardest thing ever. But you can control other people no problem with your
Yeah.
blast. So,
Yeah, for sure.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a tricky one for you. Um, what have you done, or what effort have you made into like
Hmm.
improving that? Because I don't know how you're gonna improve a double feminine animal. Like that's super hard. Like that's so
Hey,
tricky.
I don't like that kind of
No,
attitude.
I'm not saying
There's
you
a
can't. I'm
way.
not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying like what are you supposed to do? Like it's like a legit question. Like what are you supposed
Legit question. Okay, so let me go back to like my lessons with Shan. So
Yeah.
tracking it was the first step. And she's
Okay.
like, all right, so you can track it. Like for example, I think this the simple one that a lot of people can probably identify with, regardless of whether they're sleep blast or not, sleep blast feminine, double feminine. Um, just the inability to have boundaries. That if I can use one example, that's the one. So she mentioned like, tracking it, journaling, processing is going to be like the thing that I refuse to do, but that's the thing that's going to help me the most, is like processing what exactly it is that I'm doing. And then, next step is like biting the bullet and saying no, biting
Right.
the bullet and actually putting what I'm saying, what I'm processing into practice. So, yeah. I can do it. It's just I'm not doing the process, like the sleep process part of it. And I think that's what I keep running away from. But that's where the magic is, I think.
Right. No, of course, that's where the magic is. Um, it's weird that you talk about setting boundaries being an issue because you're double masculine, and like the other double masculine I've interviewed, even if they're like sleep last,
Hmm.
they say that setting boundaries is not an issue because they're so like punchy.
I heard
Um,
that. Yeah, yeah.
so is that? But you seem kind of like not super punchy. I mean, I don't know you in real life context. Maybe you are super aggressive. I don't know. But like, what's I don't know. Like I said,
Yeah.
but like, what's do you still feel like you have trouble setting boundaries?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I don't know why. I meant I saw last time that I'm the one that gives examples. I was the only one that was constantly giving examples. So, but if I am allowed to give an example, at
Yeah,
work, I'm constantly like I run a phone line, like a helpline, and everybody's constantly needing something from me. Like families just need different things, and I have to like help them and see the referral through. But what I've noticed is there are things that are asked of me, and this is one thing I've talked to Shan about. There are things that are asked of me that are out of my control, but I think to myself, like, no, I can do it. So I do it. I overexert myself and I don't set those boundaries. So what happens is when like people say, well, Samantha's not doing what she said she would do, that's my bad because I'm promising something that's not within my boundaries, that's not within my parameters of control. So me not pleasing everybody that I'm supposed to, like I think to me for me, like the way you tear me down is making me feel like the tribe is against me.
right.
And that I'm completely like broken in that sense. It completely blocks me. So constantly feeling like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, but that's technically because that's outside of my locus of control.
Right.
When I say boundary, I think that's what I mean. It's again, once again, that word control coming into play and me trying to like I'm a fixer. So like me trying to like fix different aspects of people's lives, but a lot of this is outside of my realm. So that's I guess what I mean by boundaries. Hmm.
Oh, I see. So you're overreaching when you should like chill out, and just like don't
Yeah.
don't keep branching out more than what you can already handle.
Yes. I
What's
think
what's
that
your
is
social type again? Sorry.
my social type. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
There's like the social type that's been going on right now. Like, the ones, the twos, the threes, and fours.
I actually haven't. I
Oh,
don't.
you're
I haven't subscribed to that yet.
you're out of the loop. Yeah, they said there's like 512 type before. So there's like
Hmm.
way more than 512 now.
That
Um
makes sense.
yeah, so like you're an INTJ, blast, play, consume, sleep, double masculine.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's four versions of your that specific type also.
I like that. That's awesome. That makes sense because
Yeah.
there's no way that, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick summary. Maybe you can give me a gist of like what you think you are. Okay.
Okay.
So the ones are like the relentless go-getter winner type. Like they have to win, they have to have high status. They call it flexing, which is pretty much like showing off or bragging.
For sure.
Um
Peacocking. Okay.
so like think of like, um Michael Jordan, for example, or someone that's very high in stature, like very
Yeah, yeah, the ones. Okay.
very competitive, will do whatever it takes to win, even
Hmm.
if it's at the cost of friendship, essentially.
Oof.
So
Okay.
um the opposite of ones are the fours, and fours is all about friends, so they call them friends first, right?
Yes, I have heard this. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's ringing a bell. Hmm.
right. Yeah, four is friends first, and then each social type has a
Hmm.
savior. So it's kind of like animals. They have two saviors and two demons, right? And then there's like a minor demon and like the big demon, right?
Hmm.
So if you're one, your savior is a two, which is they call it responsibility, but
Hmm.
pretty much the twos, they work for work's sake, and they try to overreach, kind of like what you're
Oh,
doing.
well, shoot. Well,
They,
hey,
they,
that one sounds
because they
familiar.
because they feel responsible for all like everything that has to be done. It's like on
Oh,
them.
yeah.
And
I can.
so that's like their savior. So ones are all about winning, but they also feel responsible for the result, right? No
Yeah.
excuses. It's all about the result, right? And then um so that's the one. And the twos is, like I said, besides the fact that they're focused on responsibility for like
Mhm.
outside of like being good at this one thing, they want to be reaching out to all the other tasks that they shouldn't be doing. um, they should be delegating, actually.
Oh my
Besides
gosh.
that, they're
Okay.
also very entrepreneurial. A lot
Hmm.
of them are very entrepreneurial. Like they always think about like starting a business or something. So
Oh my
that's also
gosh, yeah. Okay, stop there. I think I'm a 2. That's straight up.
I feel like you were too, but yeah. But I'll mention the other stuff too because it also applies
Okay, you're
also.
right, you're right.
Yeah. So if you're two, your savior's friends. So when you're two, your second like social type animal, you could say, is
Mm-hmm.
automatically a 4. Okay. So if you're 1, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So 3 is specialist. That means you're focused on one thing only,
Uh-huh.
and you specialize on being the best in that one area. And if you're 3, automatically your other savior is 1. So you're very good at one thing, and you also have a flex. I mean, you show off, but like only in this one small thing. Like you're not like I'm the best at like like say like Kobe Bryant or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like I can't think of any, like Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah, yeah.
like you're the ones want to be the best, period, but threes want to be the best at like this one thing, this small thing, and then they focus their whole life in this one area, and
Mm-hmm.
and their demon is responsibility. So they kind of some of them if like ones and fours are friends and enemies, and twos
Mm-hmm.
and threes are friends and enemies. Okay,
2s and 3s are okay.
yeah, because like for example the twos, they'll like they'll so when they finally want to like delegate and get people to do the work, if you ask the
Uh-huh.
tree to do another kind of work, they won't do it. They're like, nope, I'm only doing this one thing. Nope, I'm only doing one thing. Someone else can do it. So they refuse to help, right? Um, so then but it
Interesting.
makes sense if you're a 3 though, like you should only be doing that one thing anyways.
Yeah.
So that's why you're friends and enemies. And then like the threes, they dream of entrepreneurship, but they can't do it. So they're jealous of
Because
the
you can't
twos.
work with others. Okay.
Yeah, because they're jealous of because they have demon friends, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But their worst demon is responsibility, especially being responsible for anything outside of their like little box, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
um yeah, and then the fours are the opposite. So fours are like friends first and then specialists second. So it's all about friends, and then they'll go to work specialized on one thing, but ideally their life is focused on friends. And then when they're older, they can tap in a little bit into responsibility. So maybe
Mm.
a lot of the fours become managers when they're older, you know. But ones is what triggers them, like because like
Mm.
fours feels like everything should be equal. Everything should be a gift, like
Yeah. Yeah.
um. So that's why ones and fours are like enemies. Ones, for example, they'll do philanthropy work,
Mm-hmm.
but they won't hang out with you. So they'll give
Mm-hmm.
away free money and stuff. Like Mr.
But
Beast is the number one, for example, right? So he'll
uh-huh.
give away all this free money, but he won't hang out with anybody. Like, unless it's for like the purpose of boosting up his status or it's just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
So
Okay.
so if
Okay.
you're a 2, Samantha, that means you're a 2 and then a 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have demon 1, but it's activated. It's just demon. Kind of like your third animal, like
Yeah. Yeah.
your
Yeah.
consumed third, for example. And then your last would be 3, specialization, right? So
Oh my gosh. Yes. That sounds about right. That sounds good.
yeah,
Yeah. That
yeah.
sounds about right.
So do you feel like your life problem is because instead of like overreaching, you should be doing the actual INTJ thing to do, which is specialized in something, and
Yeah.
yeah, because you have like a weird anti INTJ kind of type.
Yes, yes, because when I remember listening to Elijah, and Elijah was like people, or she was like humans, and I was like, I've never thought about people like that. Like I don't refer to people as like humans and like
Yeah,
robotic these creatures. Like I'm really good with people, but
yeah,
I do not, for the life of me, I cannot narrow myself down. Like, which is again, I'm finding like the beauty in the struggle, and it's good. Like it's allowing me to like and I hope in the future when I finally narrow it down, it's this beautiful thing that is like holistic and can work through different lenses. Like I'm hoping that someday it works out that way. But as of now, you could put a gun to my head and I just can't narrow myself down. I see myself doing so many different things. Entrepreneurship, like yes, to the tens. Like I'm constantly like seeing a need, filling a need, and I keep growing and expanding my role, and it's getting to be too much. And what I keep doing, Kendrick, and it really frustrates me about myself, tried to mention it last time, but I grow my roles so large that they're too big for me, and
yeah.
then I'm like I run away. So sad.
And like you're an IJ too, right? So you're causing chaos for yourself. It's
Hmm.
gonna come back, and then like
Causing chaos for the whole team. They've
yeah.
told me like, Sam, I hope you know you're leaving a mess, and I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, at least you don't have the typical tidal wave that typical INTJ have, because you have the double masculine, double
Mhm,
activated SE at the bottom. So
mhm.
it's probably still triggering for you, but it's not as bad,
No, yeah, I'm finding peace in it all. Like I'm trying to stick to what I know, stick to what's good for me. And if it means like walking away and making a mess, I'm just hoping that someday I can not do that. Like
Right.
I'm learning. I'm telling myself I'm learning and it's okay to make mistakes. So
Yeah, like Dave and Shan revealed their social type too. So like Shan's the number one, and
I can see that.
Dave is the number two. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
he works for work's sake, so that's kind of the problem or something. So and then they have like a third guy now in their team
Hmm.
who's an ISFP. So he's also a two. So yeah, it seems like um yeah, so for I'm also I feel like I'm a two also. Like I work for
Yeah, I
work's
can see
sake.
that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and like I can relate to your problem, like overreaching, and then now you put so much on your plate and you get overwhelmed, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so
You
it's
feel that too? Like, I mean, if I get to ask the interviewee, like, or the interviewer, what have you done, like, that you've been like, oh my gosh, I grew it too much, I can't continue.
it's still a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm still like sleep last like you. I'm still a two, but like I feel like it's a little bit better because I'm just scheduling things better. Like I'm looking at my energy levels. I think that's like being info dominant. Like you said last time, like during the panel interview, you were the only one that was like providing examples, right?
Hmm.
Uh, so like so I'll give you an example. So
Hmm.
it's I just rearranged my schedule
Yeah.
um to fit better. So like for example, there's something like my SF sleep wants to do, but I'm like, oh, my schedule's already packed from Monday to Sunday. Like I can't, there's nothing to fit anymore. Um, so I'm like, I need something for my own, like what I SF
Mhm.
value for
Yeah.
myself. I need time for that. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like goddamn, right? So I'm like, because like on Saturdays I usually see my friends, and I'm like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shove my friends on Friday night, and then they'll be annoyed because we'll have less time to hang out. But but I'll have the whole day to myself instead of a whole day to them. And then Friday night is good because I'm too tired to do any projects anyways. I'm like after the end of the week. So
Hmm.
so I can just hang out with my friends, be an idiot, and it's all good, right? So and it's like 2 or 3 hours less time with my friends. I'm like, I think that's fine with me actually. I see it. So that's kind of like what I did. It's just like I just moved pieces together,
Yeah.
like I clump it together. Like this day is for people. This day is just for me. And
Oh, I
then
like
and then
that.
whatever
Yeah.
I do for this day, I don't know what it is, but it's for me only.
It's like social time blocking. I like it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because like we can't do what energy DOMs do. Energy DOM is like, oh, 2 hours of relax, 2 hours of people, then 2 hours of relax.
Hmm.
That seems so inefficient to me, Like that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So I think for
Yeah.
info DOM, I think you have to clump it. I think you have to like people, self, people, self.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And then those are their own days, like you don't mix
Yes.
it, you know.
That's
Like,
good.
and I have two jobs, right? So
Hmm.
I'll work like said like how long do I work? Like 13 and a half hours in one day. And that's
Hmm.
okay with me because it's a work day. And then like have another day that's fully empty. Perfect.
Perfect.
And then
Yeah. It
and
balances
I
it.
just have to protect it. Like that's the hard part. That's the hard part because it's hard for me to say no. I feel like maybe for you it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I have to like I don't know like I hate making excuses. So I have to I've been thinking I'm like what's the best way to word it when people are trying to take my time from me? So now I just said, oh, I'm sorry, I have something scheduled for that time already.
Yeah.
And
Easy.
yeah, because it's like, and then if they ask me what it is, I'm like, oh, it's something personal.
It's
you know
something
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, what are
exactly.
you doing?
Yeah, exactly. So um yeah, but I noticed no one ever asks us when I said I have already something scheduled. No one asks like what do you have scheduled, because like that's what I'm
Yeah.
afraid of. Like I'll have to what's the word I'm looking for
Like
here?
like like
Justify it.
validate or test or excuse. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Like
Excuse.
it has to be like a good reason or something, or like
Validate. Oh, it's gonna bother me. Yeah. I get the gist though.
yeah, it's not justify, but it's something else. It's like it's like worth it that I would book this time off or something. Like
Hmm.
it's like a
Hmm.
good reason, maybe. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, but no one ever asks this, especially if I tell to an energy dump. no one ever asks what I scheduled in
They're
that.
like, cool, bye.
I actually
Yeah.
scheduled nothing. It's a nothing day. You know. Yeah. So it's been working. We'll see how it goes. It's new.
Good,
Um.
good, good.
So we'll see.
Best of luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Um. um so anyways, back to my original question. So you've
Yeah.
been type 2 years from now ago.
Mhm.
Um. What aspect of the sleep last have you gotten a chance to practice even a little bit? Okay. So
Mhm.
I'll bring up all the different sleep last aspects for
Mhm.
you specifically.
Okay.
So
Sounds
your
great.
sleep last is NF. Okay. It's also the physical sleep, and or
Mhm.
setting boundaries with people.
Mhm.
Um, it's what's the word I'm looking for here?
Mm.
It's also the NIFI, like looking at your reoccurring emotions that you're
Yeah.
experiencing, and also projecting um your emotions into the future, essentially. Um, so what aspect of those would you say that you struggle with the most?
I want to say setting boundaries with people because that's just what I've been constantly working on. But I'd say the one that I'm probably haven't worked on because to me is the hardest is the reoccurring emotions and how those emotions are going to play into the future.
Right.
um because in the moment, like you said, like you don't seem like explosive, or I don't know what you said, you're like, you seem pretty calm, I think you said, I don't know. But I
You're not as aggressive as other double masculines.
yes, yes, well, I am so downplaying it, friend, like I'm like, to me being double masculine, I was like, oh, energy, aggressive, like a top like kind of person. So I like, my fury is internal. Like the other day, this girl was like popping her ass at like the guy that I'm talking to, and I was like, oh, I was so livid. I was telling people like I should give like lessons to the Shaolin monks on like self control because I held it down. Like I was ready to fight them. Like I was so ready to fight them, but I didn't because I'm like, I'm an adult. I know how to handle my emotions. So what I did is I just sat far away from them, and I kept it in. I like processed it, and I was like, what am I feeling right now? What's going on? And to me, it felt like I was playing chess with myself. Like it's one of the most difficult things I've done in a while, to like keep my cool, to stay calm under pressure, and to realize that I'm not going to feel this way in like a couple of hours. Like that I think has been even harder than maybe even saying like no to people that I really want to say yes to. I think I'm a little better at that, not so much at the emotion parts of it. Hmm.
You went clubbing or something?
No, we went river rafting, and of course everyone's like in their bathing suits and like
Yeah.
acting crazy because of drinking and
I was
whatever.
like, where's the girls shaking their ass at a guy? I can only think of
Yeah,
that in a club or something. But river rafting.
we were river rafting, and like people got a little too drunk or whatever and started acting a fool. And yeah, I kind of, yeah, just isolated myself because I don't know, I'm really also into like relationship psychology, and I felt like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen whether I'm there or not.
Right.
So it's like out of my control. Like I'm good. Like I'm good. I know my value. I know my worth. Whatever happens is gonna happen. I'm good, you know. So, anyways, like to me, that's a success story. After that happened, I was like so proud of myself because that's difficult. It's difficult to self-regulate your emotions and stay in control of your emotions and tap into what I'm feeling in the moment. Like to me, that was just really hard, and I don't know, I feel really proud of myself because of that.
Is the guy you're talking to, is he double feminine? Like you
Yeah,
would,
I think so. I swear to you, I think so.
yeah, because you
Funny
would
you
be into
say
double feminine guys, right? Like that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought the only like guys that I would like pull are like really like skinny, lanky guys, but this guy's like hella muscular and double feminine. So I was like, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of double feminists are muscular, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah.
That's funny. Um, and then yeah, damn that bitch who's trying to sneak.
Yes, I'm like, brother, move. Like, what are you doing? And he's
Yeah,
like, I just want to help. Is she okay? And I was like, oh my God, you're insane.
that's funny. Too bad you can't beat them up. That just
Yes,
solves the
I
problem.
I wanted to beat both of them up. I swear to you. Like I was like low key, I was hoping I could get into a fight because I want to see if the jujitsu that I've been doing has been working. So I was like,
Yeah.
push my buttons a little bit. I want to put what I've put into practice, but no.
I have a friend, I think she's like an ENFP like me, like NET, but I think she's
Uh-huh.
like double masculine. And like she tells me stories of her like backpacking to different countries and stuff. And she told me once she was in a cab with like in Philippines, and the meter was moving so fast because
Mhm,
it's a scam cab, right? Like trying to
mhm.
scam her for money. So she tried to punch the hell out of the person's face.
Shoot.
And she's double masculine. She has the physique for it, right?
Uh-huh.
So the person did pull over, let her out. And then I was like, yeah, you guys have an advantage that like the double feminines do not have. So it's definitely good.
I don't know. I'm also I've met other double masculines, and I feel like I'm the wimpiest of the double masculines. Like I definitely I have it in me, like I have an anger and I want to get it out, but I feel like I'm so awkward. Like I feel like me being angry and me like doing something, like I
Yeah.
feel like it'd come out awkward. All that to say, I've never been in a fight, but I'd love to. I hope someday.
That's so good. Um, would you say that you kind of relate more to your double feminine animal than your double masculine then, based on what you're saying? Because like,
um,
just because everyone's different, right? Like Michael Jackson's double masculine, but he's so feminine, right?
so feminine, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely relates more to his double feminine side. So and like
Mhm.
Ed Sheeran, I think he's also double masculine, but he
I
also
could not see that. Yeah.
yeah, because they type him as double masculine ESTJ, but then
Mhm.
he relates more to his feminine FI, right? So do you see yourself relating more to your feminine FI or your masculine TE? Like from a personal standpoint, like which one do you relate more to?
I want to relate to my feminine FI. Like I crave to relate to my feminine FI. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If you followed me around with like a camera throughout my house,
Yeah.
I'm definitely more my masculine TE. Like,
Okay.
yeah. I want to like peacock so bad right now and say like, "Oh my gosh, yes."
Yeah.
But no. No. I think
Yeah.
unfortunately.
My friend who threatened to punch a taxi driver in the face. Oh my God, she definitely relates more to her double feminine side, even though she's super like masculine, because she'll always like put up pictures of her like wearing like nice dresses and like
That's
all
awesome.
makeup and
Yeah.
stuff. But like you don't mess with her. You know she can punch her face off. You know, like she does like, you know, like I think she does martial arts also and does a lot of like
Mm.
hardcore like physical
See,
stuff.
there's a social game there. I feel like because when this girl was like shaking her ass or whatever, I told myself like if I were more muscular, if I could like if I could walk into a room and everyone's like, "Oh, Sam works out, don't mess with her."
Yeah.
I feel like you don't even have to try. Like you don't even
Yeah.
have to do anything, and you kind of people know to back off from you.
Yeah.
And that is something I aspire to. Like that's a body type that I definitely aspire to. Like people know not to mess or not even body type, just kind of like the energy that you bring, like a scary kind of peacefulness, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I crave.
Like
But
you mean you're like really friendly and calm, but like your appearance looks like dangerous.
yes,
Is that
yes.
what you're going
Oh,
after?
I would love that. That's like,
Because
yes.
it's kind of trippy, right? It's like I don't know what to do with this person. This person's so nice, but I know this person can rip my head off if she wanted, you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love that. That's so cool. That sounds awesome.
You know, Scarlett Johansson's like double masculine, but she looks so
Mhm.
feminine. Yeah, that's crazy. But like she'll like I listened to her interview. She does like kickboxing and stuff, and like she'll like hit things and stuff. So I guess you can have both worlds. You can be like feminine and also very like fit and like aggressive at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
like you can have best of both worlds if you wanted.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, no shame to any of like the like more like like super double masculine people, but it's kind of like I feel like in this world, in this life, we get to kind of build the parts of ourselves that we want to build and shape ourselves to who we want to shape to.
Yeah,
And that's kind of I would love a balance between my femininity and my masculinity.
right.
Um, yeah. So that the Scarlett Johansson like example, like just women that aren't afraid to be a little bit more on the masculine side, but still in touch with their divine femininity.
Right.
Like I don't know, people talk about yeah, that's the goal for me at least.
Sweet. Okay, now that you know this, what do you think like what's a good approach for this for yourself to like to be in touch with both sides? Because I feel like if you weren't in touch with both sides, then you're like rejecting a part of you, right?
Yes.
Essentially. So
That.
to get
Yes.
like the full acceptance of yourself, then you need to have both, right? So
Mm-hmm.
how would you like how do you see yourself like let's say in 5 years? So you're an
Mm-hmm.
INTJ, you can future project, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in 5 years, like what do you think would you would have done for you to like have that full self acceptance for both
Yep.
your
I
masculine
know
and feminine side?
exactly what it is,
Yeah, what is
Kendrick.
it?
So again, every 6 months, trying to do something new. I want to take like full day. Like I take all these classes that are like masculine and like, took personal training, took jujitsu, took some martial arts. I want to do like dance classes, like more that feminine like side of myself. So like pole dancing, like I do not see myself doing that. Oh, I'm cringing just imagining, but trying it out, like
Yeah,
putting myself out there in that uncomfortableness, but just getting more in touch with like my sexy side. Ugh.
right.
Oh God, I hate saying that, but it just
Yeah,
it's a part of me that I ignore, and it's a part of me that I know is there. And I just don't feel like I'll have a full life if I don't like acknowledge that part of myself.
right, right.
Hmm.
Makes sense. Well, like you're an INTJ, but you have your inner ESFP too, right? So that like
Hmm.
you gotta let that part out also. So
Yeah, yeah,
um
yeah, yeah.
um it's interesting that you said earlier that you could see yourself being like the masculine TE, and I think that's from your consume. So consume is external self-awareness, so you can kind of have like a camera, and you can kind of watch yourself from a third person perspective.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I like how like you're aware that that's how you come across. um are you always aware like that that's what's happening at any given time, that like you're aware of how you're being perceived and how
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes I get a little too in my head and I'm like, was that real or is that just a projection of what I think is going on?
right.
So, but no, I'm constantly thinking about that. In fact, I'm pretty sure as a kid I had the delusion that I was actually in like in like a sitcom, crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's always a game I play to myself, like how I come across.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay. So today's interview, I kind of want to make it like more back and forth. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to shoot it out as well. Uh,
Yes, okay. I don't know if that was fair game or
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah. No, I wanted to follow up like when I'm doing the follow up interviews with like everyone that I've been like inviting back. So I wanted to be more discussion. So obviously I want to hear like where you've been, what your journey's been like and stuff. But we can make it more back and forth as opposed to
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay, love it. So what about you? Do you consider yourself pretty self-aware or not so much?
Emotionally, yes. I I think I've had self awareness emotionally since I was 3 years old. It's weird. When I send in my typing video to Dave and Shan, they're like, "You have 50% usage for your sleep and your sleep lasts." Like, what the hell? They're
Nice.
like, and then they're like, "We've never seen this side of you before. What the hell?" Like they're like, you're always like the play blast crackhead interviewing people. Like, but then you're talking about your
Yeah.
feelings, your emotions, and then like apparently you've known it since you were three. I was like, I was like,
Awesome.
I was like, yeah, because like when I was three, my mom locked me out of her room, and after my mom locked me out, I freaked out and I called like my grandma to help me get
Mm.
back in. So I used to try to help me, right, to get back in my mom's room. But after my mom opened the door, I looked at her
Mm.
and I was like, no one will love me. Only I can love myself. So
Wow.
it's weird. Like I don't know like
That's
how
freaky.
where that came out. Like I was 3 years old when I said that, and then since growing up, I can even pinpoint you the exact emotions that I struggled with. So
Okay.
number one was sadness.
Okay.
Number two was anger.
Mm.
But when I was younger, it was anger from being controlled by my mom because I have an IJ mom. But like after I got out of my mom's house, it was anger from feeling disrespected. Okay.
Mm.
And number three was loneliness. So those were the three emotions I struggled with my whole life. So I can say it to you because I have SI, right? So I can tell you the exact word to describe the
That's
emotion.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
wow. That's
yeah,
so good.
yeah. And then like even like just a few years ago, I realized there was more than three. There was like also uh trouble with self-expression, kind of like you when you were talking about your pole dancing stuff. So for me, I'm like double masculine inside, so I need like a double masculine self-expression. It's the opposite, right? Um, if I feel I'm like super friendly and shit. Like I used to work at Starbucks, make like those really like cute drinks and shit. Like I'm really good at it. I can make the perfect cappuccino.
That's awesome.
But like it's like the opposite. I need like something aggressive. Like
Yeah.
I lift weights, so that's something. But like
Okay.
I think I need more like aggressive, like
Like
outlet. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and then frustration. So those are like the five emotions. Now,
Mm.
I did take care of the loneliness because so once I was able to distinguish, like figure out the five emotion I struggled with the most,
Yeah.
or even three at the start, I was able to like, okay, what can I do about this? It's like what's causing each of this emotion, right? So like
How old were you when you started processing this?
um 28, 28.
Okay, thank God. I thought you were like in your teens, and I was like, no, this is
No,
a
no,
fake story.
no, 28. I was 28.
Okay.
Yeah, like I like around 20, around 26, I kind of had the inkling feeling already like something was wrong. Like I didn't have awareness of my body and stuff. Like I was processing my feelings, but I couldn't pinpoint the exact words. But once I started like pinpointing the exact words, I think that made a big difference. So I was like, okay, I have this like emotions that I'm struggling with. What can I do about it? So I remember watching this one INTJ guy. His name's Eben Pagan. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Emmett Pagan?
He's double masculine INTJ like you. Except he's lead sleep and Dave hates him.
Okay.
Yeah, Eben Pagan, EBEN PAGAN. That's his name. He used to be popular. He used to do like dating advice for men called Double Your Dating, and then now he became a marketer later on. But I remember watching one of his videos, and he said the thing that you need to address the most in your life is what keeps you up at night. So if this keeps you up at night, this is what you need to address ASAP.
Ooh, that's good. Let me write that down. Say that one more time.
Yeah. So what Eben Pagan said was, whatever keeps you up at night is what you need to address ASAP, because that's pretty much your biggest problem. Right. So like when I was in my like 20s, my biggest problem was dating. Like I kept getting friend zoned, and that like really pissed me off and stuff.
Shit. Okay.
And like I mean, looking back in hindsight, it's my fault because I couldn't see signals when like girls like me. I was just an idiot. But so anyways, so basically yeah, and then eventually like I met my girlfriend, so so I resolved that issue, and then we've been together for 10 years, which is awesome.
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, so like okay, like loneliness is gone, so that's gone. Sweet.
Solved. Yeah.
Yeah, solved, right. And then like sadness was because of my dad. My dad passed away, and like I never got the chance to hang out with him, get to know him, so that brought a lot of sadness in my life.
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry.
that part, I don't really know how to fill that void other than maybe potentially one day I'll have my own family and I can maybe take on the role of being the dad. So maybe one day we'll see. So we'll see. So that one is I put on like on pause, kind of like or defer for later. It's not like it's keeping me awake at night, but it's definitely like an emotion I struggle. It's not as bad as before, obviously, because I have a great relationship with my girlfriend. So it's not, and I have like lots of friends. So it's not like the worst problem, but it's there. So I feel like okay, I'll put it in later. Anger. So anger, that was a big one. So my anger is coming from feeling disrespected. And then I realized why I was getting disrespected by people.
Yeah. Why?
It's 100% my fault.
Why?
I'm disrespecting the SF because I'm SF last, right? So I'm not like when I was younger, when I was like in my 20s and like I was single, I was trying to meet like girls and stuff. I was like I got really ripped. I was like 9% body fat. I used to do my hair all the time. I used to wear like I used to have like earring, jewelry and stuff. They're trying to like peacock a bit, you know. And then like even I go to the gym, like people go up to me, it's like, hey man, can I add you to Facebook? Like you can lift so much. Can we have a deadlift contest? Like all this.
Dang, okay.
So I was like, so I never got disrespected when I was in that phase. But then like, after I got my girlfriend, we dated for a few years, and like I was like, I don't really care anymore, you know. But then I turns out you do, because you still have to go to work and stuff. People still judge you by the way you look and how you present yourself and how you dress.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. Okay.
Oh, I'm like, well, shit. I'm disrespecting my appearance, hence why I get disrespected at work, even if I have more knowledge than those people, especially because I'm lead NT, right? So I know a lot of shit, right?
Yeah.
And like and like I'm watching the other, like when I used to work in the fitness industry, I'm like, a lot of these right don't even know what they're talking about. I'm like, they're teaching their clients wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I was so proud because I was able to get like a female to do a full pull-up in 4 months, right? 4 months, full pull-up, not even chin, pull-up, the actual pull-up.
That's awesome.
So I know the systems and whatnot, but then I'm not getting things seriously because I don't take care. I'm not like when I was younger, I was a fresh personal trainer. I was like rip and shit, you know. Now I'm not rip anymore because me and my girlfriend always eat out and shit. So that's on me, right? So and then again, it goes back to sleep, right? Like having an SIFI like meal prepping routine, right? For my health, for my FI. So everything's SI, right? Like I need to have a health routine, need to have like an SF routine to like, you know,
workout routine.
Make my I work out still, so that's not a problem. But like, yeah,
that's my problem. Yeah.
Really? You're kinesthetic. That's surprising.
Well, no, it's not consistent. That's my problem.
But you like it though, right?
I love it. No, I do like it. Once I'm there, I like it.
I see. So getting yourself there is the problem.
Yeah, you and I talked about this. I think you at
Yeah.
like the first interview we had, you were just like just gotta have to like build
Yeah,
a
you did. Did you
routine.
get a personal trainer? You said?
I did, yeah, and they were great. But it turns out that like just seeing them like 1 hour, what was it, every day? I can't remember.
Once a
I,
week?
once a week. It was once a week, yeah. Didn't do much. Like I still needed to do the work outside of class. So that's on me.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I definitely learned a lot from it. And I'm like nowadays, like I'm definitely getting more consistent, especially dating somebody that's like super into fitness. Like it's kind of helping.
Oh, good. Awesome. Um, yeah, the fitness thing's tough. You need to do it for 1 year nonstop before it becomes like a habit. If
Yeah.
you don't, then it does. Like people say, oh, it takes like 30 days to build a new habit, and then later on they're like
It's
60
like,
days. No, it's 1 year, and
yeah.
you can't be like you can't be a number two reaching over all this other stuff. It has to be like literally like fitness for the whole year. You know, you have to drop everything
Mm.
else and just do fitness. But on the second year, you can start picking up some other stuff because it'll be a habit by then. Because like for me, I cannot not work out. I feel bad. I actually don't want to work out. Actually, I don't want to work out. I don't want to work out. But then my body automatically gets to the gym somehow. So it's like because I've been doing it
That's
for so long.
cool.
It's like automatic.
Wait, if you don't go, do you feel like nasty? Do you feel like ugh about yourself?
I feel like something's wrong. It's like brushing your teeth. You know, like
Oh,
it's like you know if you don't brush your teeth, you feel gross, right?
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how it feels. Like it feels gross.
That is so good. I'm so happy that that's a habit for you, Kendrick. That's a lifestyle for you now. That's not even a habit.
yeah, no, but like that's what like everyone should get to the point of like
Mm.
allocate 1 year, only work out, don't do any other project, don't pick up any other thing, just literally just fitness. Um, and then and then after 1 year, it'll feel like the toothbrush thing, like you'll feel
Yeah,
gross.
I love that. That's
You're
so
it's
cool.
like ugh.
Okay, remember last time or like the first interview we had, you told me about the 6 pillars of self-esteem.
Yeah,
I was gonna tell you, like my biggest like dose from that book was like the way that you show up for yourself, the way you build self-esteem is by doing the things that you promise yourself you do.
right,
So like going to the gym, like waking up on time, like all these things that you promise yourself that you're going to do. When I say you, I mean me, that I promise myself I'm going to do that I don't end up doing.
right,
That like that's what's hitting my self-esteem and like creating so many other ripples in my life. Do
right.
you see that in yourself? Like I mean, you're making it to the gym, but you know these other parts, do you feel that connection? The lack of, yeah.
Well, there's 6 pillars, so the pillar that I struggled with the most is self-acceptance.
Okay.
um and when I first read it, it was self-acceptance, and then recently when I took a look at it again, it was still
Yeah.
self-acceptance. So still work in progress, obviously. um Self-assertiveness is better. Like I know I'm double feminine play, but like I've gotten better at it. Like I had a coworker recently at my new job as a recruiter. She was like trying to make me feel stupid. I think she's self-projecting because she's an ENFJ with consume last.
Mm.
So I just did the adult thing. I called her. I'm like, hey, I am trying my best. If you have a problem with me, please let me know. I'd like to work on it. And
Yeah,
if you have a problem with me, can we talk it about it? I did the adult thing, right? And
that's
she freaked
awesome.
out. And then after I talked to her about it, she like I got placed to a different recruiter to train me. I was like, hey, you know what? I did the adult thing, and
It's not on you. It's not on you.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, so I thought I don't have a problem with assertiveness thing.
That's
That's fine.
awesome. That's awesome.
What's the other one in the 6 pillars? There's like is it living in a moment or something?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, living in a moment, like living.
Mm-hmm.
There's living purposely. I think that's one of them, right? Living purposely.
Hold on.
I like how you're so info dominant.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Okay, so 6 pillars of self-esteem: the practice of living consciously, self-expectant acceptance, self-responsibility, self-assertiveness, living purposefully, personal integrity.
Yeah, I think integrity I got down. Purposely is like having goals. So
Uh-huh.
I have that. Assertiveness, is that the list? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And then
good.
what's the other one again? Sorry.
Self-responsibility
Yeah, I know. I think self responsibility for sure.
and
Uh,
living consciously.
I think my biggest issue is self-acceptance, number one, and number two is living is consciously.
Consciously?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you? Which of those six would you say is like what's the
Oh
worst one?
man.
And then like the second worst one.
I mean, I think okay, the worst one would be self-responsibility. I think everything else would fall into place if I could just do the self-responsibility.
Really?
Yes, yes. Because my
You're
self
like an IJ too.
I know it doesn't make sense to me.
I know.
Like I almost feel like I lied to someone at some point, and I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like playing the role. Like maybe I'm secretly in something else, an ESFP or something.
Yeah.
But I don't have. Yo, I don't even want to. I'm filming in my living room right now because I do not want to show you my room. It's a freaking mess. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what. Why is this?
Oh,
Why?
that's just your SE though.
Okay, okay.
That's
Well,
not your fault. My
well,
girlfriend has SE, but it's also horrific. It's so annoying. Yeah.
no, self-responsibility for sure. I don't know. I can't figure it out. And I think
Oh, it makes sense. Oh, I know
what
why my self-responsibility is easier than yours. I
was
have
that?
double masculine sleep, so I'm very hard on myself. Um, yeah, and
Am
yeah,
I not?
I don't know. You have double feminine sleep, right? So I
Yeah.
don't see yourself being hard on yourself. I mean, you could be. I don't know. You tell me. Are you hard on yourself?
No, I think well, I don't know. I mean, possibly. I give myself like some leeway. I could definitely say that. I'm like, Sam, I don't know.
So
The
you're
problem,
flexible with yourself then, because it's feminine, right?
I think I probably am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm more rigid with myself. I'm like Kendrick. You're gonna go if you don't go to the gym, you're gonna hate yourself. I'm like, okay, I'm going to the gym. You know, like so.
So how do you fix that? Because I'm genuinely asking. I have no idea.
Geez, okay. Well, I have to think. I'm like, okay, I have to think about like, yeah, I know a lot of double masculine. They have trouble going to the gym. Yeah,
Who
because
told me that?
unless they go with friends, unless they go with their friends, yeah, and then it becomes like a weird thing where they're like trying to pump up their friends,
You know, it gets
but
worse.
really they're doing it to themselves because they need the friends. It's so
No,
weird.
no, Kendrick, it like I'm worse. Okay, so this guy that I was dating, he was like, Sam, I'll go to the gym with you. Like, I'm literally driving super far away. I'll go to the gym with you. I thought that I was gonna use FE against myself. And I was like, how could I make him drive all this way? You know what? I'm gonna show up. But no, I still like I would get there late. I'm such a terrible human. Like I would still get there late, or I'd be like the night before, because I wasn't like that much of an asshole. I would be like, hey, I just don't think I'm gonna make it. So it's that bad. It's really that bad.
It's wait. Are you scared to go to the gym because
Mm, I'm
you
just lazy, bro. Like I think it's literally that. I'm just
really
like
you're is it lazy? It's not like you're self-conscious or something, or you're it's just
I
really
oh
lazy.
no, yeah. Like sometimes I get like almost like anxious when I'm trying to pick out a suit. I don't go clubbing because I hate the way I look in clothes sometimes.
Yeah,
So I know there's definitely an issue there, but
yeah.
maybe I choose to ignore it.
Yeah, maybe you're self-conscious and then that's why and you're just saying you're lazy, but you're avoiding something else. I don't know. Like
Yes, I think so.
it's something usually
Um,
deeper, right? Like
It's yeah, it's deeper. Yeah. I need to do some digging on that one. I'm not sure, but
yeah, it's hard. I don't know what you're supposed to do because you have NI, right? I have SI, so I can just like kind of like with SI, I can kind of like go back to the past and like watch what like my behavior is like,
yeah.
and then I can be like, what's the pattern here? And I'm like, aha, this is the pattern, you know. Um, so like for example, like one of the reasons why I got checked also to get the CPAP machine so I can sleep
hmm
better. I was like, okay, why do I keep eating shit? Right. And I was like, because like eating the bad food was causing me to gain weight, right? I was like, why do I keep eating shit? I'm like, I'm eating shit because I'm tired and I need energy. I'm like, okay. Um, so what's causing me to get tired? So I'm like digging deeper, right? I'm like tired because I'm overworked because I overextend myself. And also I sleep like garbage at night. I'm like, okay,
Uh-huh.
let's go to a sleep clinic and see why I'm sleeping like garbage. And I, oh yeah, hey Kendrick, you have a sleep apnea. I'm like, oh sweet, okay,
Oh,
okay,
that solves it. Shoot.
okay, yeah. And then like yeah, now I sleep better now, and I'm eating better, but it's work in progress.
Yeah.
It's not fixed yet. It's still work in progress. I don't know if it's external though, because I talked to my psychologist about it, and then he said
Mhm.
like, yeah, a lot of your problem is external. Like you just have to change your environment. So, and I'm like, I cannot right now because like me and my girlfriend, we moved back to my mom's house so we can save up for a mortgage.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well we can't.
Can't do
The
that.
yeah, so we'll have to put up for 2 years. So we'll just have to do our best. And then doing your best is like just being kind to yourself. It's like I'm doing my best. and this is what I can do for this current situation.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other thing was like overextending myself. So I'm like, so that one I haven't solved. I'm like you still. I'm still overextending myself
You're still doing
because there's
that.
so much goal. You know, like one of the 6 pillars is like living purposely.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you do this, but like I have so many goals, and I'm like trying to hit all of them at once.
One go.
Stupid, which is
Yeah.
stupid. I'm like, and even I know this better because I work in fitness. I know that you need 1 year just for fitness to stay, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
know this. Why am I still like doing this overextending BS, right? So I don't know. That
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that's still work in progress. Like I don't have a solution. I can tell you, I'm in the same, maybe
In the same boat.
a tiny bit better than you, just a tiny bit.
It sounds like it. Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Props to you, Kendrick. I will learn. Yeah, I think if I had to guess, similar to what you were saying, like
Yeah,
I overextend myself and at night I get this like remorse, like guilt because I
yeah,
didn't take time for myself. So
right.
it's at night that I'm trying to be like, oh my God, self-care, like read, like watch a little bit of like the phone or YouTube. And so then I'll end up sleeping late, wake up late, go to work late, stay late, eat late, hang out with people late, go to sleep late, wake up late,
Oh my God,
and
you found a pattern.
I think I did.
But okay, but which of those is the biggest problem from that pattern that you listed? Because you said a lot of things that could be the main problem, right? Hang out with people late, eating late. Um, which one of those is like the root cause?
It's like the chicken or the egg situation. I swear to you, I think it's just the fact that I'm sleeping late. Like it's that yeah, I think if I could just get my butt to go to sleep at 10:30, I'd wake up early, go to the gym, and I'd have an evening. I don't have evenings because I'm probably working through them because I'm getting to work late. Ah, God, it's bad.
I don't know if it's the sleeping thing, to be honest. Just listening to you
It's
talk.
just the Sam issue, really. This is so bad. It's beyond personality.
No, because I was listening to you talk, and you're like, before you go to bed, you need to go to
Mm,
your phone and do some consume, right?
mm-hmm.
So you're
Yes.
following like the line, right? The blast play, and then the consume, and then the sleep comes last, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah,
That's a good catch.
because I have the same issue as you. I always lay in bed for like an hour on my phone, just like consuming,
Hmm.
um, like this random shit. But like,
Yeah.
but I feel like I need to do it because it's like I'm following like the line, right?
Yes.
And then I sleep, right? So
Yeah.
um, I think I cheated to kind of bypass it.
What'd you
um,
do?
yeah. So for 1 week, I took melatonin, um, just to get used to sleeping like a little bit earlier.
I'm
And
gonna try that.
because like I took melatonin and I started getting groggy, so I had to like, okay, Kenner, I can't consume it anymore. I gotta put it away. And then like, so I just cheated. I literally just took a pill, like
Took a
melatonin.
pill.
Yeah, I took melatonin, and then after that week, somehow it kind of just like partially fixed itself. So I still sleep late, but not late enough that I don't get like minimum 7.5 hours of sleep. I always get 7.5 to 8 hours.
That's
So
awesome.
it partially worked, and that's all you could really ask for at the end of the day, is that it partially worked. So yeah, I can't say I had like a it's like a what's the word I'm looking for here? Like
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 remedy?
it's a messy solution,
Yeah.
but it worked. So use melatonin to cheat. And
I could try it. I could try it. I will say one thing. When I do manage to go to sleep early and I wake up early, I feel like a superhero. Like I'm just on it. Like my thoughts are clear, like everything's just so clear.
yeah,
I also think, I don't know, I feel like everyone's getting overdiagnosed these days, but I think I might have a little bit of ADHD. I don't know. I don't even want to say because like everybody claims to have it, but I don't know. I'm like I don't know, TikTok, of course, like you see a lot of similarities, and I'm like, I don't know, it couldn't hurt to maybe see if there's something going on because I don't know. Once I get on something, like it bothers me to have to leave it. Again, it's probably also me being an INTJ, but it bothers me to leave it. I feel like I have to reach a point of like gratification and then I can let it go. I don't know.
yeah, you might have it. It's possible.
You might have it.
You're blast play after all. So blast play and play blast tend to have something, right? So
Yeah. Who
yeah,
knows?
yeah, and it like leads, like there's two kinds of ADHD, right? Like hyperactive and inattentive. So I think lead sleeps have the inattentive one. because they're bad at listening. So a lot of consume last are inattentive. But like I feel like you have the hyperactive, sleep last, double masculine,
Yeah.
kinesthetic. Um,
Have you ever gotten diagnosed for that or like looked into
my
it?
my psychologist told me I had it, so I book an appointment with an ADHD clinic, and they're gonna diagnose me. My psychologist said, don't be surprised. You probably already have you. I'm pretty sure you already have it.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds
the only
familiar.
thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna have a piece of paper that tells you you
Yeah.
actually have it. So yeah, I mean, ADHD does cause bad sleep, so you know it.
Yeah.
I think like when I went to the sleep clinic, they told me my sleep apnea is 60% central, which is means my brain is not sending signals that I should go to sleep,
Oh.
and 40% obstructive, so I can only breathe from one nose. Um, so I'm getting like a surgery in like um a week and a half.
Mhm.
So they're gonna straighten both noses so I can breathe from both noses.
Nose job.
Yeah,
Okay.
most job. Yeah, getting a nose job. Yeah, it's not gonna make my nose nicer, but whatever. But like, um, um, and then I think the central one is honestly from ADHD probably. So
Yeah, it sounds like it.
yeah. If I were you, I would go to sleep clinic because I think like you're in your 20s, right?
Yeah, I'm 25.
Yeah, so you're super young, but like I think you would be ahead of the game compared to other sleep labs if you went to sleep clinic. Because like I think you would be like, holy shit, I have all this. Like no, when I went to the sleep clinic, I was shocked how many young people were there. Like it was crazy. So and then so I think if you get checked for ADHD and go to a sleep clinic, I think you'd be like,
Like
oh,
on it.
no wonder I have all this shit going on. You know,
You're
like
so right. Like I really should go to like the specialist. It it doesn't hurt to like just actually go more in like with the scientific lens on my sleep last like animal. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile.
yeah, like Dana White, the UFC president, he sleep last, right? So I watched his video to find out about the sleep clinic actually, because they told him he was gonna die in 10 years. That's why he
He's
yeah he did some
Dana White, is that what you said?
yeah the UFC president. He's a sleep last ENTJ.
Mm.
Um, and then they told him he had 10 years to live after he did some blood work, and that's when he went.
Shit.
And he has sleep last also, so he went to a sleep clinic, and
That's
that's why I went to the sleep clinic because I watched that. And I was like, oh shit, am I gonna die too? So I'm like, I went to the sleep clinic, and they're like, yeah, you don't get proper sleep, your lifespan will be shortened. I was like, oh shit, better get on this shit then.
Get on
I don't
it,
want to
yeah.
die early. I have like so much goals and stuff.
Yes, so much goals I need to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Tony Robbins is perfect for you because he's double feminine sleep also, and he's um. So
I do love him. I love Tony Robbins.
so okay, I watched that recent video though. He still said his sleep is trash. But he's doing something about it at least. He's like he's doing like the hour power. I don't know if you've heard that shit before.
Mm-mm.
Like he gets the first hour a day is just for him, no one else. So he purposely books up like an empty 1 hour, and he'll
Okay.
do like a bunch of stuff there. He'll meditate, do like a light exercise, eat some healthy food. It's like the hour power or some shit. So and he'll have like a pre-sleep routine also,
Hmm.
because he's like NIFI planning for what's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
um so in double feminine sleep, he's doing it. So you can do it too because double feminine sleep also, right? It's
That
harder.
sounds like it would be wonderful. Like I feel the same thing Tony does. Like when you give yourself that extra like time in the morning to wake up and do what you want to and have
Yeah.
that extra time. I mean, it's wonderful. I don't know. Yeah. So okay, so I'll wake up sometimes early. Say that I wake up at 5:30, make it to the gym at 6. It doesn't matter how early I get. I'm constantly leaving the gym like at 9, 9:15, and I got there at 6. Why am I spending so much time? Sometimes like you literally can find me just like just like staring at something or like it I don't know, I want to think. I want to just sit down someplace and just think on like a thought. Or
Oh, I know what's happening.
and it takes me forever to do something. What?
When I lift weights, I'm sleep processing.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what's happening to you. Because I think your sexual modalities is kind of like the channel to
Yeah.
to sleep processing. So I think like for us, we're like I'm audio kinesthetic, you're kinesthetic audio. So I
Yeah.
think music and like moving your body is what actually puts you in your head to like process what's going on inside.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know how many times I went to the gym feeling like garbage, like emotionally, and I came out. I'm like, oh, I feel okay now. Like I just
Yes,
needed like that
yes.
time to process it, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think what you're doing is actually is also good for you because I've done the same thing myself. Like I go to the gym, but I don't schedule like 1 hour. I'm like, I usually go to the gym on my day off, and I'm going to the gym and I'll stay as however long I need to be in there for, you know.
I do. That's literally what I do.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like half an hour. Sometimes I'm there for 3 hours. But
Yeah.
like so, it's kind of like blocking time for yourself. But
Yeah.
like for your sexual modalities specifically, kinesthetic, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think maybe that's why you're like zoning out and like staring into space.
Yeah.
Are you chatting with people in the gym too? I think that's like the problem with like high place. No?
Mm-mm. No, I actually I'm some people have told me like it looks like you're upset, but I put my headphones in and I literally stare at the floor.
That sounds
Yeah.
funny. Um, okay, well, it sounds like you just need to talk it out actually, like what you need to do for yourself. Because like we're talking now, and like the more we talk, the more like ideas that's coming out of like what you need to do to help yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just about freaking doing it. It's like one thing to know like what the issue is and one another thing is to do it.
Yeah,
I just need to bite the bullet and do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Find me zoning out later thinking about how I'm gonna make this happen. Yeah.
I think you should not think. I think you should just go.
That
I think that's like the thing. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like going to the gym, and I tell myself, can you just go there and you can go home after? Like that's what I literally tell myself. You can go inside. All you have to do is walk inside the gym, and you're allowed to go home.
don't think, just do it.
No,
Yeah.
like no, I don't even say do it. I'm like, you can walk inside the gym and you can walk out and go home. That's what I tell myself.
Mm.
And then when I'm there, I'm like, well, I'm already here. I'm gonna go work out. You know?
Oh, I see. Because sometimes when you tell yourself you're gonna go to the gym, there's like an expectation tied to it that
Yeah.
you have to make it worth your while. But you're telling yourself, no, there's no pressure.
No,
Just go
because
in.
yeah, you know what's up ahead. There's like you get overwhelmed, right? There's like all the stuff you need to
Yes,
do.
yes. I can
Yeah,
definitely feel that every time I'm prepping mentally to go. I'm like, I have to
yeah,
make it worthwhile because I never go. No, I mean, well, because whatever. Sometimes I miss. So I'm like, I have to make it worthwhile because I don't know if I'll make it tomorrow.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I literally like for me, I'm like, I'm going to the gym. I'm gonna do one exercise. I'm gonna go home. That,
Yeah.
that's why I tell myself. And I get there and I finish all my workout. And every week it's the same struggle. It's so annoying. I'm like, I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm like, just go to the gym, just do one exercise. I'm like, okay, you know. And I go to the gym and then I finish. And the same BS conversation I have in my head.
I love that. I love that so much because again, like the part of my self-esteem that I'm missing, but going back to the 6 pillars of self-esteem, like the telling myself that I should do something, I need to lower the bar for myself, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Like I think I need to like say, hey Sam, it's okay if you just go. And like do that one exercise and then head
right.
out and prove to myself that it's okay that I don't have to, you know, overextend myself. Yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna definitely put that one into practice for sure.
Sweet. All right, Samantha, let's wrap this up because we're both lead play and we're never gonna stop otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's good chatting with you again. It's always fun. I
Mhm.
think it's easy to go back and forth being both lead play and stuff. So
Yeah, I
uh,
appreciate you so much, Kendrick. Thank you for all your advice.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, well, take care, and I want to hear back from you on what happens next. Okay, so
Yeah, sounds great.
all right,
Thank
take
you
care.
so much. Bye.